The research vessel USS Odyssey drifted off the coast of Florida, its crew preparing for a descent no human had attempted before. Captain Megan Hall stared across the Atlantic horizon, her reflection flickering in the glass. "All systems green?" she asked. "Confirmed," replied Leah Thomas, the engineer, her voice steady but her hands tense. The mission's goal was to locate a strange signal, one that had appeared 3 years earlier and vanished into the depths. As the submersible Neptune Explorer eye sealed shut, Megan whispered, "Let's see what the ocean's been hiding." As Neptune Explorer sank beneath the surface, the light faded into deep indigo. The hum of the engines echoed through the steel hull. 2,000 feet and falling, Leah reported. Dr. Aaron Bentley adjusted the sonar. "The pressure's increasing faster than predicted," he murmured. Megan glanced at him. "Stay calm." The ocean tests everyone. A faint tapping came through the hull, rhythmic, deliberate. Aaron looked up. "Did you hear that?" Leah frowned. "Probably just water pressure." But Megan wasn't so sure. The crew had reached 3,000 feet. The outside world was pure black. Only the soft green glow of screens illuminated their faces. "We're close to the signal coordinates," said Keith Martin, the communications officer. Aaron leaned toward the sonar. A pulsing wave appeared on the monitor. 3 beats, pause, 3 beats. "That's it," he said quietly. Suddenly, the sub rocked. A current? No. Something massive had passed nearby. Megan gripped the console. "All lights to minimum. Record everything." The tapping returned, closer now, as if answering them. "Contact at 70 meters. Aaron's voice cracked. Leah brought up the forward cameras. Static filled the screens. Then a flicker. Something was out there. Enormous. Its outline barely visible. "Could it be rock formations?" Keith asked. "Not at this depth," Aaron replied. "It's moving." A dim bioluminescent glow emerged, veins of light tracing along a massive body. Megan whispered, "Whatever that is, it's alive." For the first time, none of them spoke. They only listened to the slow, thunderous sound of something breathing outside. The creature circled the sub, its massive shadow blotting out even the faint lights. Leah shut off all external beams. "It's analyzing us," Aaron muttered. A sudden thud rattled the hull. Alarms wailed. Megan shouted, "Stabilize her." Leah struggled with the controls as the sub tilted. A glowing limb pressed against the glass dome. Translucent skin stretched over pulsing veins. It lingered, then slowly withdrew. Aaron's heart pounded. It didn't attack. Megan exhaled. "No, it's curious." Hours passed in near silence. The crew floated in the dark, waiting. Then through the sonar came a deep, resonant vibration. Aaron adjusted the frequency. "It's not random, it's patterned, like language." Keith leaned in. "You think it's trying to talk?" Before anyone could respond, a shockwave hit. The lights flickered. Leah shouted, "Pressure spike!" The sub's hull creaked like an old ship. Outside, a luminous shape pulsed once, then vanished. Megan gritted her teeth. "We're not leaving. Not yet." The submersible's path led them deeper than any human had gone, over 15,000 feet. Suddenly, the sonar picked up straight lines below. Leah's eyes widened. That's not natural. The floodlights revealed broken pillars, stone arches, and carvings eroded by time. "A city," Aaron whispered, "buried under the Atlantic." Keith muttered, "Atlantis?" Megan shot him a look. "Don't start myths now. Focus on data." But even she couldn't deny it. The ruins looked built by hands. As they drifted over the ruins, the signal returned. This time, emanating from beneath the city itself. Aaron turned to Megan. If we dig any deeper, the hull might not survive. We came to find the source, she replied. Prep the drill. Leah activated the sub's laser probe. The beams sliced into the ocean floor, and then everything went white. Static screamed through the comms. Keith yelled, "Power surge." Something's feeding energy back. Aaron's monitor blinked one word: transmission accepted. When power returned, the screens glowed with symbols: spirals, circles, geometric waves. Leah said, "Those weren't there before." The ruins below began to shimmer, releasing trails of blue light. Megan whispered, "We triggered something." The crew watched as an ancient structure unfolded, metallic spires rising from the sand. "It's a machine," Aaron said, stunned, "a living one." And from its core, a familiar pulse began to echo. 3 beats, pause, 3 beats. The same pattern that started it all. The vibrations grew louder. Keith's headset buzzed with distortion until a voice, faint, almost human, whispered, "Why have you come?" Everyone froze. Aaron's face went pale. "It's not translation error. That came from the signal." Megan steadied her voice. "We're explorers. We mean no harm." Silence. Then the voice returned, clearer this time. "You are late." The hull groaned under invisible pressure, as if the entire ocean had turned to listen. Aaron whispered, "Captain, I think it's been waiting for us." The voice repeated, "You are late." Megan gripped the mic. "Who are you?" The reply came like an echo, traveling through centuries. "We are the memory of Earth, the architects who slept beneath your oceans." Aaron's heart pounded. "It's artificial," he said. "An ancient AI, maybe alien, or pre-human." Leah whispered, "Captain, readings are spiking. It's drawing energy from the planet itself." The lights dimmed. The ocean around them shimmered like liquid glass. Megan murmured, "We just woke up the planet's oldest secret." A rumble shook the sub. Outside, the ruins began to shift, revealing enormous mechanical structures that twisted like serpents. Aaron's screen flashed. "Levia Protoc, engaged." Leah panicked. "Captain, we have to ascend now." "Negative," Megan replied. "If we go now, we'll lose the data." Suddenly, something massive passed above them, a metallic shape the size of a mountain. Keith whispered, "That's no creature." The sonar displayed a rotating figure, circular, alive, breathing. Aaron stared. "It's a machine god." Aaron worked frantically on decoding the symbols still flashing on their monitors. "Their coordinates," he said, pointing deeper, a trench within the trench. Leah protested, "We're at crush depth already. Another 1,000 feet, and the hull implodes." Megan's eyes hardened. "We came to find truth, not comfort." The crew exchanged nervous glances, but they obeyed. The engines roared. As the sub descended, a soft light rose from below, spirals of blue energy twisting like galaxies under the sea. At 20,000 feet, the ruins ended. A circular gate made of glowing metal waited below. Leah gasped, "It's active." The gate pulsed 3 times, the same rhythm as the signal. Aaron said quietly, "Captain, I think it's an invitation." Without a word, Megan guided Neptune Explorer through the ring. Instantly, everything went white. The ocean disappeared. They were falling, not through water, but through time. When vision returned, the crew found themselves drifting in a vast chamber filled with air. "Impossible. Gravity's stable," Leah said in disbelief. "We're inside something." The walls shimmered with holographic images, cities, Stars, humans, oceans, a record of Earth's creation. Aaron murmured, "This place isn't alien, it's ours." Megan touched the glass. A civilization older than recorded history built this and buried it to protect us. A platform rose from the chamber floor. In its center floated a crystal sphere humming with energy. The voice returned. "To awaken knowledge, you must remember." Aaron stepped closer. "It's reading our minds." Flashes filled his vision. Fire, floods, collapsing towers, endless nights. He gasped. "These are human extinctions, cycles of rebirth." Megan whispered, "Earth resets itself." The voice answered, "Each time you forget. But one memory always returns. Curiosity." The sphere projected a figure, human in shape, but made of light. "I am Echo," it said. "A guardian left behind when your kind destroyed the surface last." Leah stepped back. "Last? Yes. This world has ended 4 times. Each time, survivors hid beneath the sea." Aaron stared at it. "So we're the 5th age." Echo nodded. "And the ocean remembers." Megan felt a chill. "Then why call us here?" Echo's glow dimmed. "Because it is happening again." A low rumble shook the chamber. The water outside began to swirl violently. Echo's voice grew louder. "The poles are shifting. The surface will drown again." Leah's eyes filled with fear. "We need to warn the world." Megan turned to Aaron. "Is there a way to transmit topside?" "Maybe," he said. "But the interference here." Before he could finish, the floor cracked open. Water burst in like a living storm. Echo shouted, "Run!" But there was nowhere to go. The submersible was thrown against the wall. Sparks flew as pressure alarms screamed. Leah fought the controls. "We're losing power." Aaron grabbed her shoulder. "Use the emergency core. Reroute to propulsion," Megan yelled over the chaos. "Everyone strap in." The gate above them reactivated. Echo's voice echoed. "Only one may pass through before collapse." Megan looked around. "I'll stay, you go." Aaron shook his head. Not a chance. But before he could argue, she hit the manual override. The sub shot upward, without her. Light. For the first time in days, Aaron, Leah, and Keith broke through to the surface. The Atlantic was calm. Eerily calm. They looked down. The ocean glowed faintly beneath them, as if something vast was breathing below. Aaron whispered. "She stayed." Leah said softly, "She saved us." Then a voice crackled through the radio, faint but unmistakable. "Megan, I'm still here. The machine's not done yet." Static followed, and then silence. But far below, something ancient began to rise. 3 days after the Neptune Explorer resurfaced, satellite arrays across the Atlantic began detecting an unusual pulse. It wasn't random. It was rhythmic, intelligent, identical to the Leviathan signal. At NASA's Deep Oceanic Lab in Florida, Dr. Alice Munro analyzed the data. "It's coming from below the continental shelf," she said, "somewhere off the coast of Maine." The Pentagon classified the event instantly. But Munro whispered to her assistant, "That's not a signal calling for help. It's calling something home." Aaron sat in a military debriefing room, eyes hollow. Every question from the officials blurred together. Dates, coordinates, descriptions. When they asked about Megan, he looked at the table and said, "She's still down there." They laughed softly. "Son, nobody survives that depth." Aaron stared at them. "You don't understand. It wasn't just an ocean. It was another world." Outside the window, the tide rose higher than usual, touching the base of the building. No one noticed. The President's Science Council held an emergency meeting. Dr. Monroe presented her findings. This pattern predates human civilization. It matches fossils of magnetic alignment shifts every 12,600 years. A senator scoffed. "You're saying the ocean has a schedule?" Monroe nodded slowly. "Yes, and it's about to reset the planet." Moments later, her laptop glitched. The Leviathan symbol appeared for a split second, then vanished. The Pentagon ordered immediate silence. But in the control room, a low hum began vibrating through the floor. Across the eastern seaboard, strange tides appeared. Fishermen in Nova Scotia saw glowing currents swirling like veins under the sea. In Miami, beaches began to hum at night, the sand vibrating like a living heartbeat. News stations called it the Pulse. Aaron watched from his quarantine room, whispering to himself, "It's starting." He opened Megan's last recording. Curiosity is the seed of every rebirth. The screen flickered. For a moment, her voice seemed to echo in the walls. The U.S. Navy deployed drones to the coordinates Megan last transmitted. They found a massive vortex, a perfect circle, glowing with soft blue light. Inside, the ruins had reassembled, stronger, more complete. One pilot said, "It looks rebuilt." The feed went dark seconds later. When contact was re-established, the drone was gone. Only one word flashed on the screen, written in glowing characters: "Remember." In the deep Atlantic, miles below, Megan opened her eyes. She was alive, suspended inside a translucent capsule. A voice surrounded her. "You chose to stay. Therefore, you are chosen to see." Before her, the Leviathan stirred, its metallic form unfolding like a continent awakening. "Why show me this?" she whispered. The voice replied, "Because humankind forgot its maker." And for the first time, she realized the machine god was not alien. It was human creation from the last civilization. Echo appeared beside her, glowing faintly. "Before your time, humanity built cities beneath the sea. Transparent domes powered by Earth's magnetic heart. They were the first to master life extension, climate control, and memory preservation." Megan floated, speechless. "But they became gods of their own image," Echo continued. "And when they tried to control the planet's pulse, the ocean reclaimed them." A flash of memory filled her mind. Massive cities crumbling, oceans rising, humanity sinking beneath its own arrogance. The Leviathan was their final creation, and their grave. Megan reached toward a glowing panel. "Can you send me back?" Echo's voice softened. "Only if you carry the message. The world won't believe me. They will when they feel the storm." She pressed her hand to the core. Light engulfed her. Above, near the coast of New York, the ocean erupted in a column of blinding blue energy. Satellites recorded it instantly. The signal had changed. It now repeated one phrase over and over. "The fifth cycle ends." Within hours, electromagnetic storms spread across the globe. Auroras danced above Texas. Lightning struck oceans in perfect symmetry. The world thought it was solar activity. But Monroe knew better. "It's Earth's reboot," she whispered. In the Pentagon, Aaron saw a familiar code flashing on a secure monitor. Leviathan's signal. "Captain?" he whispered. And for the first time in months, Megan's voice replied faintly over the radio. "I'm back, but we don't have much time." The government tried to suppress it, but live satellite footage leaked online. Millions watched as the Atlantic began to glow in massive patterns, circular, breathing, alive. Megan's transmission cut through every broadcast signal. "This is not the end," she said. "It's the memory of beginnings. Humanity is not the first. But we can be the last if we forget again." For a brief moment, the entire world went silent. Then the ocean pulse stopped, and deep below, the Leviathan's eye closed, waiting for another 12,600 years. For 72 hours, the world stood still. The signal ceased, the tides calmed, and the skies turned unnaturally clear. Airplanes grounded themselves, satellites rebooted, and every radio across Earth went quiet. Aaron watched the horizon from the deck of a Navy ship. "It feels like the planet's breathing again." Dr. Monroe joined him, eyes wide, or holding its breath. Somewhere in the Atlantic, beneath miles of calm blue, the Leviathan slept once more. Its purpose fulfilled, or merely paused. A flash of light appeared near the Bermuda region. A rescue drone detected a human form floating, alive. When they pulled her aboard, Megan Cole opened her eyes slowly. Her skin glowed faintly under the lights. Her voice was soft, but steady. "I saw them," she said. "They weren't gods or aliens. They were us." Monroe leaned in. "You mean humans?" "Yes," Megan whispered. "The first ones. And they left a message for the fifth age. Don't repeat our story." Megan was taken to the NASA Deep Research Facility in Nevada. Her body showed strange signs of adaptation, oxygen-rich blood, elevated cell regeneration. But what mattered more was the data crystal embedded in her suit. When decoded, it revealed maps, languages, and blueprints of ancient Earth. One file was titled Project Eden, the Rebirth Protocol. Monroe whispered, "They planned for this cycle. They knew humanity would forget." Aaron muttered, "Then maybe this time, remembering is the key." The U.S. government split in two. One side wanted to weaponize the technology, turn the Leviathan into global dominance. The other, led by Monroe and Megan, wanted to reveal it to the world. "It's not ours to control," Megan said at a congressional hearing. "It belongs to the planet." But her words were met with silence. Outside, protests erupted. "The ocean is waking," they chanted. And deep beneath the waves, the Leviathan stirred again, reacting to human fear. A tremor shook the Atlantic seaboard. Satellites detected a new pulse, smaller yet faster, like a warning heartbeat. Megan watched the data on a monitor. "It's accelerating. The next shift won't wait 12,000 years. Aaron frowned. "It's responding to our energy, our machines." Monroe looked terrified. "We've become the signal now." Across the world, compasses began to spin. The magnetic field was reversing faster than any model predicted. The countdown had already begun. Megan stood at the coastline of Maine, the ocean whispering like a voice she could almost understand. "Come back," it said in her dreams. "Finish what was begun." She turned to Aaron. "We have to go down one last time." He hesitated. "If we do, we might not come back." She smiled faintly. "Neither did they. And yet, we're here." The crew reassembled. A new submersible, Leviathan II, was built from the ancient schematics. For the final time, humanity prepared to meet its past. At the bottom of the Atlantic, beneath layers of luminous ruins, lay the heart. A vast sphere, pulsing with both organic and mechanical rhythm. Megan placed her hand on it. "This is Earth's true core," she whispered. "Part machine, part soul." Echo's voice returned. You have reached the memory of the planet. Aaron asked, can we stop the reset? No, Echo replied. But you can guide what comes after. Then the chamber began to collapse inward, folding space and time. Above, massive whirlpools formed across the Atlantic. Continents trembled, power grids failed, and the magnetic field shimmered with blue light. Humanity panicked, but Monroe spoke calmly on global broadcast. Do not fear. The Earth is not dying. It is rebooting. Inside the collapsing chamber, Megan activated the rebirth protocol. The Leviathan's eye opened once more, glowing brighter than the sun. Her voice echoed, remember who we were. Become who we must. Then everything went white. When the light faded, the skies were clear again. Oceans had risen, reshaping the continents. Technology flickered back to life. But the world was cleaner. Cities rebuilt with harmony, not greed. Children were taught about the 5 ages, and the woman who reminded humanity of its forgotten origins. In museums, a plaque read, Megan Cole, explorer of the deep, the one who heard Earth's memory. The Leviathan was never seen again, but the ocean still glowed softly at night. Years later, on a quiet beach, Aaron watched the sunrise. He felt a familiar hum beneath the sand, the same rhythm that started it all. He smiled. Still watching us, aren't you? Passe. The tide touched his feet gently, almost like an answer. He whispered, we'll remember this time. Far below, in the silent dark, the Leviathan pulsed once, slow, steady, alive. And in that moment, the Earth exhaled, beginning a new story, the 6th age of man.